Welcome to this walkthrough guide on the updated track changes features in Google Docs. If you've ever tried to exchange a redlined contract between Google Docs and Microsoft Word, you know how badly it used to break. Track changes converting to the wrong format, attribution getting lost, documents coming back from the round trip full of artifacts. For years, this has been the one thing keeping legal teams and others on Word, even when everything else in their business was on Google Workspace. Well, Google has fixed it. They've significantly improved Word track changes support in Google Docs, so round-trip fidelity, correct display, accept and reject all working properly. Today I'm going to show you exactly how it works and where it still has one or two minor rough edges. So let's get into it. So quick context first for anyone not deep in the contracts world. Track changes is a feature of Word where every edit you make gets recorded rather than applied silently. So insertions show as underlined text, deletions show as strike-through, and every change carries the author's name and timestamp. Now, reviewing a marked up document and deciding which edits to keep or discard, that's what legal teams call redlining. In the old Google Docs experience, if you opened up a docx file that already had Word track changes in it, those changes got silently converted into Google's own suggesting mode. The visual style was different, attribution metadata got lost, and the round trip was a mess. Complex documents would come back with artifacts, phantom spaces, content controls in places they shouldn't be. There was actually a documented workaround to save it as a doc file, then resave it as a docx file to strip the bad content controls docs were generating. Legal teams have been doing that for a while as their standard process. So let's take a look at what's different now. You've got a docx file with tracked changes, a contract that's come through from external counsel, and they've marked up their proposed edits in Word and sent it across to you. You open it up in Google Docs. Now, what you should see now is the tracked changes displaying with much better fidelity to how they'd appear in Word. The insertions, the deletions, the author attribution, and the timestamps. All of it comes through in a form that's recognizable to anyone used to working in Microsoft Word. The key thing that Google has done here is add in a proper interoperability layer. They haven't replaced their own track changes system, so when you're working in a docx file, the track changes from Word now behave like Word tracked changes, not like Google suggesting mode. Now, suggesting mode is great for native docs work, but if you're collaborating with Microsoft Word users, you may want to stay in the docx world, and now Google Docs respects that. Now, there is one thing to flag though. As of when I'm recording this, the rollout is still in progress, so if you open a tracked changes docx file right now and it still looks like the old style suggesting mode, just give it a couple more weeks. I assure you it is coming. Right, so the changes are displaying correctly. Now you need to actually work your way through them. You click on an individual tracked change and you'll get the option to accept it, which locks in the proposed edit and cleans it up in the document. Or reject it, which removes the proposed change and keeps your original text. You can also do bulk operations, so accept all changes at once or reject all if you want to move the whole document in one direction. And you can navigate change by change, stepping through the document from one tracked change to the next, which is how most lawyers actually work through a marked up document rather than hunting around for the next one. And it is worth mentioning, Word documents often have comments attached as well as track changes, and those come through in Google Docs as well. You can reply to them, resolve them, and they will behave sensibly. I'll come back to one important limitation around comments in just a moment. The key thing to understand though is that when you're working in this mode, you're working in the docx tracked changes world. So when you accept or reject something here, that action is going to survive the round trip back into Microsoft Word, which was the whole problem people had before. So we've received this Word document with our track changes, we've opened it in Google Docs, we've reviewed it, and we've accepted some of the changes and rejected a few of the others. We've made some of our own edits maybe, and now we need to send it back to the Word user on the other side. You download it as a docx and they open it up in Microsoft Word. In the old world, this would produce artifacts, content controls that shouldn't be there, phantom spaces, formatting going all sideways. The document wasn't necessarily broken, but it was messy enough that legal professionals just would not trust it. And honestly, I don't blame them. But in the new world, Google is saying this round-trip fidelity is significantly improved. So let's test it. So we head to File, Download, and we select the Microsoft Word format. You open that file in Microsoft Word, and what you should see is your changes correctly represented as Word tracked changes, with your author name, with the previous changes either accepted, rejected, or still showing as pending depending on what you did. And no weird artifacts. The clean document case works really, really well. The round trip here is completely clean. Now, formatting only changes and heavily nested revision history are still less reliable, but the core use case, so redlined contract text going back and forth, is genuinely much better than it ever was. And the same works in the reverse direction too. So if you're the one making the initial edits and you need to send a tracked changes document to a Word user who hasn't sent you anything yet, simply open your docx in Google Docs, switch to suggesting mode from the edit menu, make your edits, and then download as a docx. The Word user can simply open it and sees proper Word-style tracked changes with your name and attribution, not some Google-specific format. If your whole team is on Google Workspace, but you're negotiating with a law firm on Microsoft Word, you can now do the full negotiation cycle from Docs without anyone on your end needing to touch Microsoft Word at all. Now, just briefly, there is one or two things here where this isn't perfect. So plain text insertions and deletions are solid. But formatting only tracked changes, so things like bold being toggled as a tracked revision or a font size change, are less reliably handled. Very complex documents with long revision histories or lots of nested edits can still get shaky on the round trip, so test your specific document types before relying on this for something critical. Comments in Google Docs are visible to everyone with access, so there's no private commenting mode if you need to leave internal notes before sending. And PDF redlining isn't part of this. That's still going to require a different tool for now. But with all of that said, for the core use case that's been keeping legal and contract teams stuck on Microsoft Word, it's genuinely been fixed. Standard redlined contract text going back and forth cleanly. And that's it. That's Google Docs' new track changes and redlining support for Word files. It's a genuine improvement that solves a real, documented problem that's been keeping lots of teams stuck on Word. If you're in a mixed environment where one side is on Word and the rest on Workspace, this is the update that you have been waiting for. And if you've got any questions about this feature or something I didn't cover, or you've found an edge case with your specific document types, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to check out the channel. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.